good to see you, my guy. Michael Wilson joins the set tonight with PHNX Cardinals. Second time around.
A
lot going on tonight. Mike, how we living?
Feeling good. I know you guys are feeling good too, right?
Yeah. It's very poetic because we sat together like 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago at Super Bowl week. And we talked about you and we talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. and the tandem that you could create. And I told this to Jonathan Gannon, too, by the way, at the Combine, that your response to competing with Marvin and learning from Marvin was so special of a response in the egoless mindset that this team has. I mean, talk to me about your emotions tonight, being able to share the field with him officially.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think anytime you can add a player of his caliber and his traits, the blue traits that he has, like we just got better as an organization. We got better from a franchise standpoint, from a culture standpoint. From a fan standpoint, it gives something to fans that they're really excited about. And ultimately, a lot of people ask, well, how are you going to feel if Marvin gets drafted? What does that do to you? My job description doesn't change at all. The only thing that I gain from that is we're a better football team.
Yeah.
And we're going to win more games. Our offense is going to be more explosive. We're going to play more games. We're going to have more eyes on our games. And I'm truly and genuinely excited to see what a top 4 pick, especially as a receiver, what that looks like. And I know from I can offer Marvin a lot. Obviously, I've been in the league for a year, but I know I'm excited to learn from him as well.
Where can you go with this offense? Like, what's the ceiling?
I just think now there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses for anything, really. I think now we check a lot of boxes from top down, from the quarterback position, from the offensive line position, from the wide receiver position. I think looking at our offense, we have a high-end players at each position, from the running back room, from the quarterback room, with Paris at the offensive line, the great, surrounding pieces in that, from the wide receiver room. And now I think we just have to go do it and go produce and perform and win games.
We talk about the competition level being raised for the Arizona Cardinals and even like the ridiculous pre-draft power rankings, and nobody's including the Cardinals. Like, your mindset entering training camp with this group, we got one pick on the docket. We got a bunch more that's going to be added. Like, where do you see this team's trajectory coming into 2024?
I mean, I think JG said something that's very true after we lost against Seattle. He said, this is the last time we're going to play a game in January that doesn't matter or doesn't mean anything. We're not playing for anything. And so obviously with Kyler spearheading the team, with JG and Monty kind of building a culture, building a team-oriented culture, I think obviously the goal is the playoffs regardless, right? And then once you get in the playoffs, it's one game at a time. But, I mean, our mission is definitely playoffs, and from there, continue to win games. Yeah.
What's the welcome for Marvin Harrison Jr. for the wide receiver room? I mean, do you get his number? You guys text him, or is there a group chat? Like, what's the Cards wide receiver room look like?
I'll definitely reach out to him tomorrow. I know last year I got, at the time, DeAndre Hopkins' number, Hollywood, and Rondale's number, and sent them all a text message. But I'll definitely get Marvin's number from either Drew Terrell or Kyler. I'm sure Kyler's been in contact with him already. But we're going to welcome him with open arms and try to help his transition from college to the NFL as smoothly as possible. And I know coming in, like, he's guaranteed a spot on the team, and he's going to play a huge role in the future of the team. And so the best thing that I can do is try to help him in any way I can, whether that be playbook-wise, whether that be advice-wise, whether that just be extra work-wise. But I think, as an older guy in the room, I think I believe it's a responsibility of an older guy to help mentor and guide or be of service to the younger guys and help them in their transition to the NFL.
What do you make of the fact, we were at the Combine, Marvin kept it pretty low-key this offseason, and he only met with the Cardinals and the Chicago Bears, and he told teams he was preparing for the football season.
Yeah.
I mean, does that get you fired up? He wasn't worried about a 40 time. Obviously, special circumstances for a good player, but I mean, he's been locked in and ready to go for this season. It seems like all off season.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's, like you said, in special circumstance, and not every player or prospect has the power to be able to do that. But I think in his unique circumstance, that just shows you that he's preparing to do big things as an NFL rookie, and he's not worried about combine. Like, that stuff it doesn't really help you perform. And I think that's where his mentality is like, my tape is my tape. That's my resume. You guys can see how fast I am. You guys can see how well I can catch the ball. You guys can see how well I can create separation. I'm just going to continue to work on things that are going to show up on tape, right? The 40 is not going to be the difference between him being the rookie of the year and, you know, not playing. Like, he's going to work on things that are going to help us win games, and I'm excited to see it.
Topped out at 23 miles per hour at
Yeah.
Ohio State. That's pretty
We know
fast.
he can
That's
run
plenty
fast,
fast, right?
yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals officially on the clock, and we'll have the pick here for you soon. A lot of excitement here in the desert. You know, we talked to you in Vegas about this, and I asked JG about this a week ago about, you know, the playmakers getting together with Kyler Murray. Now you add Marvin Harrison Jr. and potentially more in the next couple days of the draft. What's in the works right now for you guys to get together? Have you gotten together already to work out off campus?
So we're actually texting on the way here about throwing this weekend, so that's definitely going to happen. I know Kyler's going to be very adamant about us getting together at some place, whether that be out of country, somewhere in Dallas, somewhere out here, for a week or two after OTAs to continue to work on chemistry and work on that rapport that we need.
Yeah.
Top receiving duos are all in vogue in the NFL. So Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Like, I'm ready to anoint this as the top receiving duo in the NFL. When you think about, it's clear the Cardinals have a type. They prioritize big physical receivers. Like, what's the bar for you guys this year? Because we have special circumstances for you this year. We think breakout year, almost 700 yards last year, a couple tutties against San Francisco. Obviously, Marvin comes with his own set of circumstances. Like, you guys put a bar on yourself. Like, what can you guys do within this offense in 2024 as a duo?
I think setting objective goals, I think they're fine, and I don't want to put stuff out in the media, but I think for me specifically, the most important thing I think I need to focus on is just playing 17 games.
Yeah.
And I know if I'm able to play in 17 games and play a healthy season, I think I can, whatever yardage number you said, I think I can get that. And so that's what my objective number. I'm not worried about yards. I'm not worried about touchdowns. I'm not worried about catches. I know all that stuff will come. I'm worried about being healthy and available for my team.
The Arizona Cardinals on the clock. The pick is in. Goodell at the podium.
The Arizona Cardinals select Darius Robinson.
So the Arizona Cardinals, Michael Wilson, Bo Brock, go with the supremely gifted defensive end, Adam Missouri. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So we met with a couple players at Super Bowl week. The only draft prospect that met with us on set was Darius Robinson. His handler brought him over. We talked to him for the better part of 3 minutes. It might have been even the same day we talked to Michael. I mean, it was poetic justice that day. Darius Robinson, supremely gifted player. I think roughly eight and a half sacks out of the University of Missouri.
What a beast.
He's 6'5", just a mountain of a man. Somebody that's going to be able to immediately come in. You watch the highlights here, dominating the SEC off the edge. I think he can play either edge rusher, maybe a little bit of 5 technique. I mean, Michael Wilson, you're watching this live. Your thoughts on the edge rusher, D-tackle out of Missouri joining you in the desert?
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think him coupling with BJ Ojulari is going to be huge. Get 2 young guys who are physical, big, long, tall. And I know if Monty and JG are picking, he's got great character as well. So I think that was definitely a position of need for us. But, yeah, that's awesome.
Man.
And also Zaven, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so poetic, though. Like, Darius Robinson, much like yourself, Michael Wilson, kind of made his name in Mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to the Senior Bowl and dominated and put himself on the radar to be a first-round pick. Talk about your experience and how D-Rob made his way to the stage here in Detroit.
Yeah, I think the Senior Bowl is a great evaluation of how guys are going to play in the NFL. And because, one, it's a brand-new playbook, offensively and defensively. And there's no advantage of scheme. So it's just guys' natural football ability. And you just go out there and you play and you compete. Your body's tired. You have meetings all day. It's a parallel to what a camp is like. And you're going against some of the best guys in college football, top 100 picks. So the fact that you told me that he went to the Senior Bowl and killed, that means I know he's going to have a good college or NFL career.
Yeah. Senior Bowl guys, high floor, definitely. Yeah. I got to get your take on this because it's the most shocking moment of the draft thus far. We're processing the MHJ pick. The Atlanta Falcons take a quarterback in Michael Penix. They already have Kirk Cousins on the roster. What did you make of that decision by Atlanta?
So I forgot. I was talking to a fan because I just came from the stadium.
Yeah.
And I saw the pick, and I went up to Clayton. I was like, bro, did they really just take Michael Penix after just signing Kirk Cousins to a big, lucrative deal?
Yeah.
I've met Michael Penix a couple times. I played against him a couple times. He is a really, really good dude.
Yeah.
Like, exceptionally good dude. Well-spoken, carries himself the right way. You can tell he's real genuine. And so I don't know
That's
how much
pretty wild, isn't
how much it makes sense to do that, but
Right.
I don't think you can go wrong taking a guy like that.
I mean, Johnny's a good dude too. He's just not 7th overall.
No.
Quality.
I'm a day 3 pick at best.
Oh man! So what's the? I mean, you guys got back for strength and conditioning a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Uh-huh.
You know, we talked to Kazir. He's on the mend. We talked to Trey McBride. His breakout last year. What's the? I mean, we got the vibe from them. What's the vibe check from Michael Wilson a couple weeks back at the facility?
I think everyone's just juiced and locked in and ready to win games. Like that's what we have no excuse. We have 11 picks, so we know the help is on the way.
Yeah.
And I think it was good having the entire coaching staff return.
Yeah.
Like I realize now we're going through day 1 install and reinstalling the offense, and now I just have such a better understanding of how they want routes run and the timing, and just going over the kindergarten day 1 stuff. I think that's going to be huge. Also, for our coaching staff is young too, so now that Nick's able to get more experience as the D coordinator, and Drew obviously had told us that he wants to coach well for us too, because this is his first year as an OC. So there's going to be some growing pains with that as well. And I think everyone has a new understanding of the guys that we have now that, like I said, we keep the same coaching staff. It's the same system. I think, yeah, like I said, we're just working to win games.